you could become wealthy just with a few tweaks. That you can go get enough passive income to cover your monthly expenses. And then now you can not worry about income, not worry about what is being made, not worry about any of those kind of things. What you can literally do is just go and say, hey, my investments are making enough money for me to live off of. Now I can go pursue whatever acting career I want, whatever voiceover thing I want, whatever coaching thing I want, whatever.
If that was the case, I would be so much more at ease.
If you think wealth is about luxury cars, designer jewelry, or exotic vacations, you're in the wrong place. We're not concerned about your net worth, your 401k, or how much debt you have. Our approach is much different because real wealth isn't only about money, it's about freedom. Freedom to work because you want to, not because you have to. Freedom to pursue your purpose, live on passive income, and build a legacy. That freedom starts now. Welcome to the Real Wealth Formula with Brad Hovis, where each episode breaks down the principles, mindset, and practical steps to help you experience financial freedom today. Real talk, real numbers, real freedom. This is the Real Wealth Formula.
This episode is brought to you by Rebiz.com. You've probably seen the same old stuff in your feed. Invest in a franchise, start an ATM route, buy a car wash, launch a vending machine side hustle. Cool ideas, but here's what they don't tell you. The good ones are way too expensive and the cheap ones barely cash flow. But there's a business model that's quietly producing big paydays as well as monthly income for people working from home, a coffee shop, or even out of their pickup truck. Visit Rebiz.com, that's REIBIZ.com, to see how it all works. Welcome to the Real Wealth Formula. I am here doing a Real Wealth review with Kyle. Kyle, tell us about yourself.
Well, first off, Brad, thank you for having me.
Okay.
This fine morning. I appreciate it. It's great to meet some new good people here.
Yeah.
And so my name's Kyle Lansberger, originally from Chicago,
Okay.
Illinois. I was in Columbus, Ohio for about 7 years, and then came to my senses, came out here.
What do you do?
I'm a marketing coach.
Marketing?
Had a marketing agency, was an owner for nearly a decade. Kind of quietly closed the doors on that, made room for my now coaching practice.
Okay.
So essentially the whole of that knowledge base is really what I coach on these days. I have an actual course that I teach.
On marketing?
Yes.
Like what type of marketing?
Digital.
Digital? Okay. So digital marketing, by the way, you have a great voice.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, you have a voice for radio.
You as well, man. Sounds like you found your calling as well.
Yeah, we'll see. So, marketing coach
from
acting,
Chicago, voiceover.
Oh, you do. You do act voiceovers.
Yes.
I was about to ask. Okay.
Enough people say, "Hey, you got a face for radio, so why not embrace that?"
Is that your natural voice, or is this just
this is natural?
You trying to sound like this?
This is not. There's a whole range that I can feed into depending on whatever the instance is.
Okay.
But no, this is just a natural conversation.
All right. So that's what you that's what you do. That's where you're from. How old are you?
33.
33. Okay. On a monthly basis, how much are you making doing this stuff? What's that number?
I gave you 3 things: marketing, acting, and voiceover.
Yep.
All wildly competitive and tremendously inconsistent.
Yeah.
So there is not one single solid number that I can give you.
Yeah.
Which is part of the hell that I have to navigate daily.
Because it just comes and goes.
It does. It comes and it goes. Like this month, I'll probably be making around maybe $7,500.
And that's with all 3.
This is between all 3. Yes.
Between all 3.
This is the Ice Agent that I just played. This is.
Wait a second. Ice Agent?
That was an acting role over the weekend.
So wait a second. You were an ICE agent in an acting
yes.
gig?
And this is not to say I'm a proponent for ICE. This is a story actually in probably
You
contrast.
were the actual agent?
I was one of...
Like it said ICE on your...
We had neighbors in that area that were calling in, we have ICE activity in the neighborhood, which was just, it made it living hell for production.
So this month you'll make about $3,700. Is that what you said? $7,500. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
$7,500.
But that is atypical. It could be $7,500 this month, $1,500 next.
$1,500 next month, and then it just goes up. On average, what would you say that you make on average? I know, last year or over the last several months. What do you think?
Well, things have shifted because I like I said, I closed the doors on the marketing agency.
So you're no longer doing the marketing?
As far as coaching goes,
Okay.
the coaching, the educational component, that's the preference, is to find the small biz and nonprofit leaders, coach them to be able to find whatever those holes are in their process of building and help them to see and diagnose.
So
them.
you are doing coaching.
Yes.
Okay.
So I am coaching. I'm
You're
no
not
longer
doing
marketing.
the actual marketing.
Exactly.
You're just coaching on that. Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
Okay.
So if I average out, 2,000 would be, I would say that's being generous, but
$2,000 a month?
Yeah.
For that?
just through everything.
For everything.
That's how inconsistent everything is, and I'm in a very hardcore build phase.
Yeah.
And building does not often equate to.
So you're making, so you're, if I'm hearing this correctly, about $25,000 a year?
It is exceedingly low
Wow.
at this current juncture, but I'm working steadily to change
Yeah.
that. So
I mean, but before all these things, were you doing something that, I mean, you got into this, were you doing something that was more profitable?
well, marketing wise, we were aiming for like those $100,000 contracts. Problem is, competition in the marketing world is inevitably, you probably just felt, is you know, the big players, they have a huge name, big reputation.
Yeah.
So they have more of a punch. And so for individuals that are the smaller boutique agencies that may have a very strong foothold in their niche, the moment that you go up against those bigger brand names, competition is fierce.
Wow.
So that's one of the biggest reasons as to why, even though we were essentially aiming for those targets, we kept missing simply because of the influence of these other
Sure.
competitors.
And you're right. It's a very highly competitive area. So then if you're making $2,000 a month on average, how are you making it?
Well, fun is something that I indulge in very sparsely.
No fun. Yeah. You're just not having a ton of fun right now.
Yeah, I'm not exactly gallivanting through Italy right now.
Yeah.
But
Let's talk about your expenses.
Sure.
Do you rent?
yes,
Yeah. How much is your rent?
$950.
$950. Do you have any roommates?
Yeah,
Oh, you're split.
husband, wife, 2 kids. They're upstairs. I'm down.
Husband, wife, 2 kids, and your portion is $950.
Yeah,
So it's kind of house hack situation.
yeah,
Is it their house that you're just renting a room out of?
exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. So $950 a month.
Yep, good friends of mine too.
Any debt?
No,
You have no debt.
none.
No credit card debt.
I was adopted into a very well-off family, so college was paid for and paid off my vehicle. So those were my
So college is paid off.
yeah,
Your car as well. No debt.
none.
Good for you, man. That's a great situation.
It's great. I'm not saying that I did that solely myself. In fact, there's a tremendous part of me that's very disappointed in myself for not doing that. But no, parents helped a lot with that. But
So you said you
I've
were
been
adopted?
working- yeah, at birth.
At birth. So I have 2 adopted kids.
Do you?
Yeah. I have, we adopted when they were 13 and 7.
Okay.
So later. If you're adopted at birth, right, do you know any different? This is fascinating to me.
It is a very so. I have a small question mark right on my wrist, and it's an homage to say, you know, the decisions that we make in life and how they impact the different, you know, trails that we end up traversing along the way. It's a fascinating concept. The question mark is quite simply a consideration of that. There is no, you know, remorse or hard feeling to say, you know, damn you for the adoption or anything like that. In fact, I wake up every morning, and part of what I say, aside from, well, good morning, me, is, all right, I'm ready to work,
Yeah.
and thank you to my parents, the 4 of them,
Yeah.
for making the decisions that they did.
So you don't know your
I do.
biological parents?
It was an open adoption.
No
I
kidding.
have known them from day 0. And if anybody is to ask really what I'm most proud of these days, it is the relationship that I have actually developed and maintained over the years with all things adoption.
Were your biological parents married?
At the time, they split up essentially when I was born.
So they were married. They decided to give to Tell me the circumstance. What do you know the circumstance?
2 weeks before I was born, I was slated to go with a different family. And
so they made the decision to say, "Hey, we're gonna opt for adoption."
yeah, and so it was already they were too fresh out of college to be able to support a child. So they said, "All right, we're adopting." I was slated to go with a different family, and that family was of the understanding that they couldn't themselves get pregnant. Now, 2 weeks before I was born, they came to my birth mom, Amy, and said, we're pregnant.
Happens all the time, actually.
And my birth mom, and these are my words, not hers, but she says, well, congratulations. I'm over the moon for you. But what the fuck am I supposed to do with this child? So,
if you've ever looked into buying a franchise, you know the deal. More than $100,000 in startup fees, sometimes a lot more. A 5-year lease, staff, inventory, and incredible monthly overhead. The truth, you don't own that business, it owns you. Now imagine this. No staff, no lease, no crippling overhead. A business you can run from your laptop, your truck, your phone, anywhere. A business that works in your city or another local market. A business that puts you in control. A business you can operate part-time or full-time, nights, weekends, or margins of your workday. If you're looking to own your own business, but without all the headache, this is your shot. Visit rebiz.com, that's REIBIZ.com, to see how it all works.
Somehow she was, I believe through work, connected with the parents that raised me, Liz and John.
So Liz and John are your
the parents that raised me and made me and supported me and gave me the foundation of what I call my life.
Wow.
And they became fast friends, but we maintained relationship. And 2 Thanksgivings ago, I get a text from my half sister Cameron, and she's like, "I need to spend Thanksgiving with my brother," and it was almost instant, very intense tears.
Wow.
In that moment. But I joined him for Thanksgiving, and it was just...
So you joined Amy and...
Amy and... So
Which is your biological mother.
Yes, exactly.
For Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Holy moly, that's great.
It was so much fun.
Interesting.
Yeah. 7 and 13, though, that is a wild age
7
to
and
bring
13,
them into.
When you found out that you were adopted, how old were you?
People have asked me that question. It's not I've known, because there was nobody ever hid anything from me.
Okay.
Adoption is not something you like go to bed one day and you wake up the next day. Oh.
I mean, are Liz and John like of a completely different race? Was it just obvious or no?
No,
they look like you.
They're white folk. To the extent that I get confused. People say I look like my dad. I'm like, I'm adopted, right?
We get that all the time.
Yeah. I went on a date recently, and I was telling her, she's like, "Why were you adopted?" I'm like, "Yeah, they wanted a nice black-haired Italian. They got the redhead. They're like, nah, we're good."
They didn't like the ginger.
And she's like, "I can't tell if you're being serious."
So it was just kind of always the thing. They never kept anything from you, just part of it.
Yep.
And it's your adopted parents, Liz and John, who paid off your college, your car. Like,
yes,
you're in good shape there.
Because of them, I'm blessed to say that I am debt free.
That's great. That is great.
I'm not making money, but I'm debt free.
But you're debt free.
Ladies, hear that very clearly.
That you are debt free.
Yes.
I'm not making money, but I'm debt free.
Did I say that I'm an actor?
You got $950 for rent.
Yes.
What else are you? How much do you spend on food, roughly per month?
I probably about $400.
Okay.
So in totality expenses, the number that I kind of landed on, roughly $2,200 a month.
$2,200 a month.
Yeah.
So as long as you make $2,200 a month, you're in good shape. You're surviving, I should say.
Surviving would be a better word.
Do you have any expenses that you're just like, yeah, this is kind of a frivolous thing. I really shouldn't do this, but
Xbox Game Pass.
Xbox Game Pass. That's a first. Okay.
I keep in touch with a buddy that way, so it is actually far less frivolous. It is our opportunity to hang out.
How much is that?
A whole $10.
$10 a month.
Yeah.
So you're pretty, from a personal financial perspective,
Keep it
you're
as-
actually pretty
as
frugal.
slim as I can.
There's no like frivolous.
I know how my situation is, and I know that I need to be very careful. And being
Yeah.
a business owner has taught me to be
Yeah.
frugal, careful. And
Did you ever have credit card debt and then pay it off, or just you were raised, hey, we're staying away from this?
yeah, because my parents put me on their cards to start getting my
Credit.
credit built. Then just because they taught me how to use a credit card and just be responsible with it. Like if you don't have the money for something, don't buy it.
That's great. You're one of the few that we talk to that are in that same boat.
Which is to me wild. But
I mean, most people just say, I want something, put it on a card, and I'll pay the minimum down the line.
yeah, and that is a terrifying.
I mean, imagine if that was where you imagine.
Oh, I'd
you
be
know,
sacked in loads of debt.
we've had people who are sitting, that I've spoken to who are. In fact, I teach a class, and I want you to guess what the average. This is called consumer debt. What the average amount of consumer debt people have
Per individual.
in Colorado, up in we do these things up in Lafayette.
Well, give me some demographic information, just broadly about the individuals that you teach.
Married with 2 kids on average,
Where do they live?
and live up in Lafayette,
Okay.
so Boulder County. This does not include their house, just the consumer debt. So we're talking credit cards, car loans, student loans, that kind of stuff. What do you think the average? This is not the high. What do you think the average?
So these are
is?
people between ages, 40 and 60?
I'd say, I'd say 30 to 50.
30
yeah.
to 50?
Yeah.
My guess would be anywhere from 50 to 100 plus thousand.
Yeah, you're actually what's close. Some people say, "Oh, I bet they have about $20,000 worth of debt." And how I know how when someone answers that question that they themselves have $20,000 worth of debt is because they're projecting.
Smells like
Yes,
like experience.
a little projecting. Yeah, yeah. They're like, "Oh, the average has to be 20,000." I was like, "No, the average is over 100,000, 98,000 and some change per
That's
person."
wild.
So you're in a really great shape from that perspective.
I feel like a lot of that's like student though.
A good portion of that is student loans. Yes, correct.
Student, then auto.
Auto's next. Credit card and personal loans are next on there.
Yeah.
In fact, there's part of the procedure that we do is that we'll have people cut up their credit card sometimes if it's getting out of hand. And we had one person cut up
Sweetie, stop.
13 credit cards, cutting up
Jesus
have a mound of plastic on their table. Anyway, okay, so from an expense perspective, you're in good shape. From an income perspective, what has made you decide, like, you want to act, but you're not making a ton? I mean, sometimes you make a bunch of money, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, I
what
have a
made
real
you
problem
decide?
selling my soul to a corporate entity.
Really? Okay,
I hate
explain that.
making other people money, even though that's what I'm doing on, in an acting sense. At least I get to play. It's not that I've had horrible the buddy that I keep in touch with.
Mm-hmm.
I worked under him at Abbott Nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
He's easily one of the most remarkable individuals that I know.
Yeah.
He has that engineer designer brain, which doesn't often live together.
Yeah.
So corporate has brought me some very notable individuals, and my opportunity to serve as a consultant and or coach these days on essentially a fractional basis, that's just far more enjoyable.
But that coaching business is your business. Still.
It is my business.
I
It is
know-
not under EOS or
Yeah.
any of the other
Yeah.
umbrella organizations.
Yeah.
It is a coaching practice that I have developed from the ground up.
By the way, EOS, we do level 10 and all the EOS.
Are you
stuff.
EOS as well?
Well, we didn't sign up, but we followed the way
Sure.
they do things.
Well, people
it's
have
great.
been saying
Traction's a
EOS
great
is
book.
wildly expensive too.
It was shocking to me.
Yeah, coaches
This was
themselves
years
are
ago.
like, dude, we're backing out. Like, this is just so freaking much.
Years ago, we considered hiring a consultant, and they came in, and I was like, this makes no sense from a financial perspective. So
No.
we just kind of followed the book, and
Yeah.
it's done well. So would you say that's your main source of income
I'm
now
seemingly 50-50.
between that and acting?
I'm getting to a point where
Are you
now-
on Fiverr with your voiceover stuff?
No. The
Why wouldn't you be on Fiverr?
and same could be said for like design work too, like
Yeah.
logo design.
You do logo designs too?
It's something I used to do, but
Sure.
it's the same kind of category of like production based work. And Fiverr is great for that, to build a book, because you can get reputation, you can get a name, but while you are in that book building phase, you're not going to get paid.
So you don't
Money
get
is-
paid per gig?
You do, but it's minimal. And so
Sure.
me being
Yeah.
now 13 years into a marketing career as somebody who can craft the way that brands are speaking and sell creative initiatives. The reason creative is so dead in business is because creatives cannot sell.
Yeah.
And that's where people in business fail to appreciate the value.
Talk to me more about the voiceover situation, because again, I'm just sitting here listening.
Well, we got
and I'm
AI
like,
now. So it almost doesn't even matter how good my voice is. AI
really? You think AI is going to replace voiceover?
already is.
It already is. No
I'm
kidding.
not saying no to human voiceover, but AI can do a very clean, very good job. And if production and budget dictate we're doing AI, it's just safer and easier for this documentary. Okay, fine. That's great. Go do that.
Interesting.
But robots cannot replicate the same way that humans fail. And failure, what we bring to the table, is what sometimes brings us the accolades that we actually get known for in our performances.
Interesting.
So human cannot be replaced. California just outlawed AI actors and performers, saying keep this shit human.
Here, human, yeah. Well, we had to do some voiceover stuff for something, and someone produced the AI, and I go, I can totally tell this is AI. Like the inflection.
Some of it's good, some is awful.
Yeah, I mean, I could totally tell. I mean, I guess my question would be like, no one's going to read like I do a lot of Audible. Have you read a book? Have you done books
I
like
just
that?
listen to Meisner and acting.
Have you considered doing the voice for books?
I would if I get the right assignment.
Yeah. So are you more into the acting side or the voiceover side?
Right now, I'm getting a lot of traction with acting.
No
Voice
kidding.
would be, it's something that I've been called upon for quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on what projects are out there, how quickly you can
So
get.
I guess I'm trying to
footing.
What I'm really trying to do here, Kyle, is trying to figure out how can you go make some more money, like $2,000 something a month that you're surviving,
Yes.
right? Thankfully, because of your parents and all those situations, and the decision to follow their really good advice, the really good financial advice. So from a financial perspective and education perspective, man, you're in great shape, right?
Well, the reality is, okay, so the reason I'm focusing so heavily on acting is less so for the fame and everything that seemingly comes of it, which really makes no sense in my mind. It is to say acting can be lucrative. It is a very highly competitive field, and there's a tremendous amount of talent out there. That's why I'm working in the acting class. That's why I'm studying, Meisner, one of the more well-known acting coaches out there, amongst many others.
Meisner.
Meisner being one of them.
Okay.
So it's not to say that is rule and gospel. You should really blend different acting styles, but I want to learn and better myself, because the moment that I can say like, all right, I find I lock in a network character, TV show or something, whether on Netflix or Hulu, whatever.
Something. Yeah.
Those things pay more consistently.
Yeah.
Now, with consistency says, all right, I'll trim off whatever I need to be able to live, somewhat comfortably, so that I'm not simply surviving. Throw the rest into the Roth IRA and then invest the rest.
So you do have an IRA.
Yes,
What's the balance of that Roth?
$6,500 for the year.
So no,
Oh, I don't know the total balance.
what's totally in there?
No,
Yeah,
not off
no
the top of my
idea.
head. I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you have any other retirement plans?
No.
Just your Roth.
Well, the investment portfolio,
Okay.
stocks.
So where are you at on the stock side?
Stocks, the last I saw, which I think was within the last 2 weeks, were somewhere like 112,000.
Okay. So you've got some.
Which I'm really adamant, I'm not touching any of that money.
So it's just a cash stock investment. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then your Roth IRA, do you have an idea what the balance is?
If you give me a second, I can log into
Sure.
Melody.
Because where I'm going with this, Kyle, is going to be might be a little mind blowing for you, because what my objective is to get you through this real wealth formula so that you can do the things that you're going to leave a legacy for, right? And things like acting or being a musician or this voiceover or whatever, those are all great things to pursue once your passive income covers your monthly expenses.
Yeah.
And Kyle, my definition of wealth is just that your passive income is larger than monthly expenses. You have a low monthly expense, $2,200 a month. You could become wealthy with a few tweaks.
Yeah.
That you can go get enough passive income to cover your monthly expenses. And then now you can not worry about income, not worry about what is being made, not worry about any of those kind of things. What you can literally do is just go and say, hey, my investments are making enough money for me to live off of. Now I can go pursue whatever acting career I want, whatever voiceover thing I want, whatever coaching thing I want, whatever. Does that make sense?
If that was the case, I would be so much more at ease.
Yeah.
I met with mentors of mine probably about a month ago now, and they just sold their hotel. So they are very financially stable. They are the smartest individuals that I know, both in business and emotional. And they said, you know what? You are stressed, buddy.
So you do feel stressed?
Oh, God, yeah. I've gotten very used to living in this space, but it is an ever present.
So Kyle, here's where here's where I'm going to try to get you to stop being stressed about money.
Yeah.
Okay. We got to get you number one, we got to increase the active income somewhere, right? The acting and the voiceover and all that kind of stuff is a wonderful way for you to make money. And frankly, you got a natural talent, particularly in the voice over type situation. That's clear, right? You're going to crush it. Okay. However, if we can start making a little bit of extra money somewhere with a regular job, yes, you're going to have to work for the man. Yes, just to make additional money. What we're going to do with that extra money, which you're very good on the financial side, instead of just saying I'm going to go put this into a Roth. What are those mutual funds that you're in? Or are you in individual stocks?
A mixture.
Mixture. Okay.
Yeah.
What I would say is take that money and start investing it in cash flowing assets. So it could be something like a bond that's paying you 5 to 7%. But if you're getting a return, so at the end of the day, you need $2,200 a month. Imagine if you had $2,200 a month in passive income from investments that are just paying you.
Yeah, shit that I don't have to think about.
That you don't even have to think about. Yeah. Now you can act and do whatever else you want and not have to be stressed about it.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what that feeling is.
You have no idea where that's at. So, So the couple of pieces of advice, number one, you're crushing it on your spending, okay? Out of necessity, but you're doing a great job of it, right? So good job on that. The second thing is you have a lot of, if you could work in something that was not coaching or acting or voiceover, if you could, now on the coaching side, how are you getting your leads?
Podcasting, but it's something that I'm this is sort of kicking off that trend of podcasting.
It's very new.
So podcasting is going to be almost the whole of the marketing plan. In-person networking, I'm kind of fucking done with that.
You're done with that.
It's gotten me nothing.
Right.
An occasional project here and there, but that's, again, not enough.
Yeah.
This is a message, anarchy, that needs to be spread more widely.
Now, you realize on the marketing side, anarchy might have some like anti-religious connotations.
Sure, but the conversation around it doesn't reflect anything like that.
No, I agree with that.
If
but as
somebody
you
perceives
explained
it, then that is just fine. I wish them well.
Yeah, yeah.
I have no malintent toward any religious entities
Sure.
or any political stance that I'm trying to put out through any messaging having to do with anarchy.
Yeah.
It is simply an opportunity to think about and redefine a more commonly used word that does have a definitive stank to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it certainly does. But somebody might look at them and say, hey, I don't know if he's an anarchist. I don't know if I want to align myself with that. You're very well spoken. You know what's going on, incredibly intelligent. Like, you might be, how long have you been trying to promote this?
We're about 6 months, I'd say.
6 months? Yeah. What kind of traction have you felt like you've gotten?
Not nearly enough. But that's the reason, is because I'm shifting gears. You're catching me in that, like, clutch is still pushed in right now.
Because what were you doing before to try to push the coaching?
Well, before that, I was building the coaching.
Building it.
Creating the product itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this is really getting it out there that, hey, I can help you. I can help you with your marketing.
Whatever it is that
needs.
you're building, I will remove barriers along the way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're an active real estate investor and you're not using FreedomSoft, I got bad news for you. You're getting beat. Beat by other active investors who've been utilizing this CRM software for well over a decade. We're able to close deals faster, more consistently, and with higher margins. So if you're tired of getting beat, go to realwealthformula.com/sponsors and click on the FreedomSoft link. Start doing more deals today. When is the time that you're going to say, hey, if I'm not making money on this, I'm cutting it?
2 years.
2 years. So you're going to grind for 2 more years.
If something doesn't happen in if it's still this starkly bad by, say, like mid-year next year, then that's a very clear component of, like, I just need to stop.
So this time next year.
Yeah.
If you're getting
But 2
blanked.
years would be ideal if I can at least start getting
So you're giving
some
yourself a 1 year
traction.
You're giving yourself a 1 year runway.
Much as I can.
And you're not dipping into these stocks or this IRA?
I've had to pull maybe 5,000-10,000 out of the Roth
Yeah.
every once in a while, and this is,
Yeah.
and again, this is to say I've been given financial bumps from my parents too.
Yeah.
So
So the folks help you out a little bit.
they do.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy or proud about that.
Sure.
They know that.
Yeah.
I've had very stern conversations with them that
Yeah.
are not happy conversations. I'm not like,
Yeah.
Mommy,
Thanks. Yeah. thanks for helping me out here.
money, please.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because fuck that. I'm
Yeah.
an entrepreneur, and that is probably one of the easiest ways to kill the entrepreneur's drive.
Yeah. Have you considered just getting a regular job in the
I
day?
did.
What were you doing?
That was initially out of college. Abbott Nutrition, T-shirt design
Okay,
company,
yeah.
Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret. That was the stint in corporate. Ended up at a small design agency for a year and a half, and then at that point, I was like, you know what? I need to go. I need to learn, and the fastest way to learn is to do it myself.
Yeah.
So that was the thinking back then. Between me closing the doors on my agency and kicking up the coaching practice, there was a maybe 4-month period where I was like full-time looking for a job, marketing director, creative director, something like that. So higher, director level, which are, again, hard to come by.
Right.
And naturally did not come by anything.
Sure.
So I thought, okay, this has to be like a me thing.
Yeah.
I am the problem. Let's fix my resume. That brought me to the doorstep of a career coach, Elisa Dibble. And in the first conversation I have with her, she says, I know that we have to focus on the resume, but the way you speak, I can see you as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And then within a very short time, the Colorado Nonprofit Association, they invite myself and a colleague to build out the course material for a single day in-person boot camp. So we spoke to marketing and fundraising. It was fantastic. Very full 8-hour day. But all right, now I have the coach who said, you should coach. And now I'm building out course materials. So that's how this reality of me coaching came about. Because at the time, I was still vehemently like, I need a full-time job. I am not starting another business.
From a philanthropical or charity or whatever, are there any causes or things that you are just really passionate about? Things that you're saying, man, I wish I could help in this scenario, this situation, something.
There are many causes that I wish to support.
Give me your top one.
Adoption, foster
Adoption.
care.
I was about
Just
to ask.
because
I was
it
about to
speaks
ask.
so
Yeah.
directly to my case. Financially, as we've already established, I am not in a space to financially support.
Right.
If there's volunteer work, then
Sure.
I would be open to considering it. But the honest answer is I have invested quite a bit of time, some capital into philanthropy.
Mm-hmm.
And because the career has shaken out in such a way that I have not made the money that I was anticipating or hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
Philanthropy, it's something that needs to come once you have the financial base.
I agree.
Unless you're doing it strictly volunteer, then fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for me, it's come in the opposite order. And so there's a weird, philanthropy just needs to be put on pause.
So do me a
for a
favor,
moment.
paint me a picture of what you would like your financial life to look like. What would in an ideal world, paint me that picture.
Well, I would love to be able to travel,
Yeah.
to embrace
What would you be doing?
whilst traveling.
No. What would you be doing to kind of get there? There's only so much vacation you can take. There's only so
Fuck
many.
vacation. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what acting is? It is vacation with a little bit of work in there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You get to go to all these cool exotic locations. You get to meet great people,
Yeah.
some of them, and that's it. You get to just go explore and be there. You're playing a character while you're there. Go do that.
So for you, acting is it?
Acting
That is what you're
affords
wanting.
me a tremendous ability to go explore and get a little bit of that vacation mentality.
Okay.
Again, sure, you need to step away, reset. I'm going to St. Louis for a wedding this weekend. That's going to be my reset.
Sure.
No laptop. But, beyond that, I'm also just in a build phase. So I need to essentially figure out how I can make work
Yeah.
for me instead of against me, which it has been for quite some time.
Right.
And so that...
But in an ideal world, you'd travel and be an actor. Is that the idea?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Because I love working, but I want to love working,
Yeah.
which is
You seem
itself
pretty
hyperbolic.
You seem pretty I'm going to use the word principled and to say, hey, I want to do that which I have a passion for. Is that
I hate the word passion.
or that you like to do? Explain that to me.
Something that brings me just some level of fulfillment.
Okay, got it.
So coaching, I get to help individuals, these makers,
Yeah.
get to whatever it is that they're trying to get to faster, more efficiently,
Yeah.
more intelligently, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Acting wise, I get to feed my inner child.
Yeah.
Everybody should be maintaining their inner child to some
Yeah.
extent. I don't know how you do it, but
I play golf.
okay, there you go. You smack some balls, great.
Yeah. Yeah. So and again, paint that picture for me. What would you like your financial life to look like?
Just whatever this resting level of stress is.
Gone.
I know that more money, more problems. Sure, I'm not naive about this, but I'm making so little with such a level of confusion because I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I do kind of wish I was stupider at certain points.
It would
in
be
life.
nice. It would be nice to just not be very smart.
God, it would be great.
It'd be nice to just not
I would have
to be
fun.
oblivious. The word.
I would have fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
Yeah. Yeah.
But savvy is great, and I know some of the smartest people that I know are some of the least employable individuals. That's what I'm finding, which is a wild consideration because the stories then I hear about individuals in corporate, I'm like, these are the coworkers that you have, huh? Okay.
So then that picture, number one, that stress is gone.
The stress is gone. There's the ability to say, all right, I'd like to have dinner in London
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
And then, go to the Italian cliffside or something like that the
Sure.
next week. There's just worldliness, travel, the cultural experiences that are afforded through that ability.
Yeah.
That's what these mentors that I just mentioned, that's the lifestyle that they live. And the individuals I've always found to be the most fascinating have a footing in all different cultures.
Yeah.
They are people of the world.
And so the type of work that you would be doing is primarily acting. Like in an ideal world.
In a great world, yeah.
In an ideal world.
Acting would be
if
fantastic.
you had to choose between coaching people and acting, which would it be?
Acting far and away. 'Cause
Not
I get
even-
to
not
play.
even close.
That's it. Education, coaching, if I'm in marketing, that is the highest tier that I would choose to operate at.
Okay. Because here's what I'm going to say is why choose if you've been working on this coaching business for 6 months, and I know you've got to know another, say I'm willing to put up with it for a year. If the purpose of the coaching business is to make money, though it's not been making money, right? Why wouldn't you just?
I'm not at that 100% mark.
You're not
product-wise.
Okay.
There's still one more step that I need to be able to take and actually create more or less like kind of an app sort of
Have you read
application of it.
Have you read the book Ready, Fire, Aim? Okay.
I'm familiar with the concept though.
I suggest you read that, because if you spent the last 6 months trying to develop a coaching program,
It hasn't been the full 6 months. It's been 3 probably, simply just building it. But then
still building it,
the rest networking.
to then look for someone to sell it to, you're doing it the wrong way. So what should have happened, and this is Ready, Fire, Aim, in the book he talks about, find the people who want this first and then build it.
That's owning a marketing agency was the research, the data gathering.
Yeah.
Because the number of people that have said exactly what you began with.
Yeah.
What was that number? It was 200K?
200K, yeah.
How many people can afford to drop that 200K on shit marketing?
True. Oh, I agree with you. I guess what I'm saying for you and your personal finance first is you go find the person who wants your product, and then you go create that product.
Yeah.
And so, my story aside, I just said, you know what? I'm going to do something that I normally don't do, which is trust experts. Mm-hmm. And I trusted experts, and experts led me to nothing, right? When I trust myself, it's a different story. When I trust what I know what to do, is a different story. So that was one side story. Mm-hmm. I guess what I'm really trying to say is you got to sell it before you go make it. Because what if people don't want it? What if you've spent this 3 to 6 months, however long it is, creating a product that nobody wants?
Then I've fucked myself.
Right. And now you're off to the next thing. And you've done worse than wasting money. See, money is not there's a worse thing than wasting money, and it's wasting time. You can always get more money. You cannot get more time.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying to you is, it seems like, and I'm just gonna, we just met, man. I think you have a real talent, particularly on the voice side. I don't know how you are on an actor. I'm sure you're fine, right? But I know you're good on the voice side. And I'm looking at this saying, this dude wants to act. He wants to do something in that realm, whatever that looks like, right? What's keeping him from living in what I call his flow, right? Where he's just doing that is you're doing this coaching side. You've spun up this coaching type business that we don't even know if there's clients for. When, let's pretend, help me understand, if you did get a coaching client, what would you charge for it?
Right now, if they say, all right, I'd like to do the course itself, it's $1,750.
17,000.
$1,700.
$1,750. Okay.
Yeah. So exceedingly affordable.
Okay.
Given the fact that, all right, well, it's prescribed course material.
Mm-hmm.
That is, all right, so if you are a business owner or founder, CEO, or something, I have a good understanding of the business. And because of that, on a resources level, so people, funds, the individuals that you're talking to based on your product, so your market, really, the course is then catered to you very specifically.
Okay.
So it goes simply beyond just saying, okay, well, now we're going to learn how to speak English today.
Sure.
It is marketing on your specific level.
Okay.
So it's a hyper custom thing. Now, where I'd like to do is to have just a simple like app that people can download that is only course material. No custom element, much lower price point. So very quick, like, think Audible. More or less.
So I guess where I'm at is a lot of that talk has seemed to be. Have you tried to sell this so far?
The course only,
coaching?
because I haven't yet built out the set it and forget it app portion.
So you've tried to sell the course. What kind of success have you seen on that? Minimal. Okay.
Yeah, but that's why I'm switching though, because like podcasting is not something that I've called my marketing plan previously.
Okay.
And I'm very curious to see if on a wider scale, if that is something that is more effective.
Okay. So the reduce your monthly expenses, you get a 10 out of 10, dude. You can't get any light than you're getting out. So very, very good job. Okay.
And here's where it goes downhill.
Yeah, here's where it goes downhill. on the E, the enlarge your active income. I do appreciate that you're trying to start something else, right? And that you are hustling enough to kind of make that nut. Okay. What I would say would be on your active income and getting that enlarged is go get something that's just solid as you're building out these initial things, this coaching product, the acting, the whatever. It's just like everybody does in Hollywood. They go, they wait tables, and then they go to their casting calls and whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
on the enlarged active income, and I'm going to give you the success plan. I'm actually going to give you a 5 out of 10. Not terrible, mainly because you're still earning income. You're not sitting by hoping that people give you money, which we have had people that just say, "Oh, and you have this desire that says, hey, I don't want to keep taking money from mom and dad. I don't want to do." So like from a psychological perspective, you're in good shape. From a implementation perspective, I think we need some work there.
That's the see me after class bit.
So that's 5 out of 10. As far as the acquiring passive income, okay, you likely are already in some stocks that might be producing dividends, right? What I would say would be inside of this $123,000 that you've got, okay, you specifically you should be going and acquiring things that produce passive income for yourself right now. Could be dividend producing stocks, could be bonds, could be real estate notes, could be real estate partner, could be a lot of different kind of things that are producing monthly passive income. Because even with $123,000, you can get into things that are producing enough income for you to live just passively. Okay. So I'm also going to give you a 5 out of 10 on that. Actually, I'm going to give you a 6 out of 10. Sorry, a 6 out of 10 because you have some powder. You've got some ability to go and do that. Okay. So the living on passive income, how open, I'll ask one question, then I'll grade you. How open are you to the idea of, hey, maybe I think differently about what my money is doing for me in the stock market, and maybe I start thinking about acquiring passive income and not just having stock prices go up and down, but actually living on that, like living on that passive income. How open-minded are you to that? Or are you just saying, no, I just want to leave it in the stock market and leave it alone?
A lot of it comes down to trust.
Yeah.
Which is in large part what we've, I think, spoken about too.
Right.
So, if I know that the individual that I'm speaking to is trustworthy and can guide me in a good direction,
yeah,
then I would be much more open to it.
And I don't have anything to sell. Well, all I'm saying is, how open are you to, like, instead of saying I bought Tesla at 100 and I hope that it goes to 200,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How open are you to saying I bought a real estate note that's paying me $100 a month or $200 a month or whatever it might be?
Yeah, and that's the thing, 'cause I'm not even really familiar with
any
real
of those
estate
concepts
notes specifically.
So I'm going to get you some resources so you can kind of do that's going to be part of your success plan.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you, again, I'm going to give you a 6 out of 10 on this, because as you're saying, hey, I'm interested in learning this, you're not living on your passive income right now. You're getting close, or you could get close because you have some money there. You don't have any debt. Man, you are, like, if I were in your shoes, like right now, my passive income is north of $40,000, $50,000 per month. Okay. So without any of my business stuff, I'm making $40,000 or $50,000 per month. If we were in the exact opposite shoes, you'd be like, this is different, right? Now,
Sure.
I got kids, I got college to pay for, I got all that kind of
course,
stuff,
yeah.
right? The last one is legacy. When you were talking about being adopted and your biological family reaching out to go to Thanksgiving, I saw the emotion there. And then when I ask about what philanthropical stuff are you interested in, the very first thing you said was adoption. You've got a lot of other stuff, the adoption. There's some work to be done for you to get there, but you've got the right thing started, which I do like the word passion, or I like the word motivation, or I like to kind of say, and in fact, more than both passion and motivation is the higher thing, which is inspiration. And I think that your story lends it to some really great philanthropical work once you get your finances in order.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I'm going to give you probably another 6 out of 10 on that. I know that there's several there. So when I add all this stuff up, 28, 30, 33 out of 50, you're not doing too bad. We've had a lot worse. You're actually in a really good position, okay? And it has all started, I'm going to give credit, just like you've given credit, with the financial education that your adopted parents have given you.
Yeah.
And the support that they've given you. So I don't know how often you tell them that you appreciate them, but you should tell them today how much you appreciate them, because they've set you up in a way that a few tweaks and you're in good shape. What do you think of that review?
I think that's fair. That's reflective of a lot of my grades throughout high school and grade school.
So it's a fair assessment.
I think so. If it's as easy as just go get some recurring, real estate bonds or notes, there's a level of like, oh, good, I'm kind of a dumbass if I haven't done this yet.
Yeah. Well, that's what the podcast is. That's what we're exposing people to, is alternative investing, and making it so that people have access to those types of investments. Because if you reorient your mind around not trying to just grow net worth, that you reorient your mind around passive monthly income, then once that gets larger than your monthly expenses, you don't have to work anymore. If right now you knew every month $2,500 was coming in,
okay,
the stress is gone.
Yes, naturally. My question would be, what are the different components that have to be in place in order to get real estate notes flowing?
Well,
or where does one go to shop?
Where does one go to shop for that? There are. I'm going to send you a link, but I don't want to. This is about you, okay? My company, Hovis Capital, does these does fractional funding, where you can go buy a fraction of a note, and for like $15,000 to $16,000, you can go get $100 worth of cash flow, and so you're like passive income right there. We're one of many. There are crowdfunding places out there like Ground Floor that you can go and say, hey, I'm going to put in X amount of money, and they're going to give this to me on a monthly basis. So
in perpetuity, or what's the timeline on these?
There's a timeline and an end, but at the end of the day, you're saying, hey, I go put X amount in, and I get monthly returns on this.
What's the failure rate for these kinds of things?
I can't speak for Ground Floor. I can speak for Hovis Capital. We have very few failure, because it's secured against real estate. And real estate if real estate is going up and we carry loans against them, where we're the borrower, or we're the lender, right? If the real estate is going up, they're not going to let that thing default. If that's a good day for us as a lender, because then we either get paid off or we get the property back and can do some really good things with it. But right now, bonds are at 5 and 6%. You can also go get, private bonds with companies that are in the 8 to 10% range. Mm-hmm. And so instead of just saying, hey, I'm going to just stick it in and buy this stock that then goes up, reorient your mind around, a great book for you to read would be called The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. So let me give you your plan, your success plan. Yeah. The first thing I would do,
thank mom and dad,
is thank your parents. Right. That's the very first thing I would do, is thank your folks, because they've put you in a position from a financial perspective to say, wow, life is not as bad as I feel it is sometimes. Okay. So number one, thank the folks. Number two, find a solid job. Okay. Just a solid job. And I know you're like, I hate working for the corporations. They have a purpose, and that's to make it so that you're making some money while you're pursuing your real passions. Frankly, I would reassess your coaching situation to say, let me put a solid timeline on this. If it's not successful by this date, which is number 3, is your drop dead date. Okay. When is your drop dead date for this coaching initiative? Because as far as I'm concerned, with the talent that I'm seeing you, I don't know your acting, but I do know the voice stuff, and your picture that you want. If that's what you want, go get it, right? Because then the fourth thing that I'm going to say is acquire passive income. So step 1, thank your folks. Step 2, find a solid job that'll make it so that stress goes away. Because you can't live in your flow. You can't be you're gonna come across, we call it commission breath in the real estate world. If someone is just dying for that commission, they've got that commission breath, right? When you're totally stressed out about money all the time, it bleeds into other parts of your life.
It does. I'm used to this tumultuous space, so that breath,
commission breath,
doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, you may not feel it happening, but if you're not seeing the results, like on the coaching side, it might be too confusing. You might be pressing too hard. You know this in acting, right? If you're pressing too hard, it's not going to come across well. That might be what's happening on the business side. So all I want to say is get your D-Day. Get the date that you're going to cut that, right? So step 1, thank your folks. Step 2, get a solid, mundane job that's going to pay your bills and give you more income. Number 3, get that drop dead date. Number 4, acquire passive income. And how you're going to acquire passive income is with the extra money that you're getting from the voiceover and the action, that kind of stuff, right? So you already have money to go buy passive income. You're going to continue to buy passive income with this extra money.
Gradually grow that.
Correct.
Yes.
So get a job that covers your nut, because you can go make $5-6 grand a month on some random job. There's a 9 to 5 that you probably hate, but who cares? You're going to hate it just for a short period of time.
Because on the flip side, if I'm going after acting, again, the passion play, tremendous flexibility is something that I require.
Yeah,
because
you're
this
right.
stuff happens like that.
You're right.
The blink of an eye.
You got to go do a casting call. You got to go do something. And so the way I look at that is then go get a job that fits with that. Okay.
Yeah.
It might be you might be serving tables at night. Serve tables at night, bro. Like, what do you care more about? The corporate BS that you're dealing with and quote selling your soul, like you kind of have that mentality, or that future you that will look back and say, I did what I had to do to get what I want. Because where you're at, the idea is, let's go get the passive income so that it's covering my monthly expenses. And I'll do whatever I got to do to get there as fast as possible. Then over pursue the acting and the voiceover and the things that you actually want to do. Mm-hmm. I'm going to speak freely. You might be a really great coach. You might have that skill. I see the passion on the other side than I see on this.
Yeah.
So then let's go do the things that you're really good at, that you're one of one of. Like you're one of one with your voice. You might be one of one with your acting. But what is keeping you from a financial perspective of getting there is let's get that passive income to cover that $2,200 a month. Mm-hmm. That could be done in the next 18 months. And I'm not joking with you about that. Imagine if you go buy a rental property, not in Denver, but in other parts, is throwing off $1,000 a month. You just need 2 rental properties. The average rental property that we're buying in Memphis, Tennessee, is netting our all-in amount is $150,000, $150,000. See what I mean? You go get a regular job, start adding that plus within 18 to 24 months, man.
Yeah, I mean,
now you're 35 and retired, bro. I mean, just reorient. Mm-hmm. Temporarily suspend the, hey, I don't want to work for the man. I want to work for myself. And go apply that towards acquiring passive income. And that's how you're going to experience financial freedom. Mm-hmm. That's your plan. That's your review. Thanks for coming on the show.
Brad, thanks for having me, man.
Everyone else, tune in on the next one. Be sure to like, subscribe, do the whole bit, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Real Wealth Formula hosted by Brad Hovis. If this episode helped you see money and purpose a little differently, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Share with someone who's ready to build real wealth and keep building the life, purpose, and freedom you were made for. Until next time, keep your goals clear and your wealth real.